What's going on, y'all? This is Reese, the Marsupial Empire.
What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, sermonsdomain.com.
And we'll be doing the review for Lil Boosie's new project, Touchdown to Cause Hell.
Yes. Well, he's going by Boosie Badazz now.
Sorry.
Even though I don't want to acknowledge that because I like Lil Boosie better.
Well, I mean, but, he's not. You know, he's grown now.
Yeah, but Lil Wayne's older, isn't he? And
we're not talking about Wayne's music. We're not talking about him right now. It's not his time. Shit.
I'm just saying, in terms of little and young, got a lot of old.
No, we're not talking about Wayne. We're talking about Boosie Badazz's new album, Touchdown to Cause Hell. And I will say that, let me say this, can I preface this real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I was never a fan of Boosie's music before. And it's not because I thought it was weak or nothing like that. I just didn't, it didn't click with me, right? And then after the past couple years and everything that he's been going through to come out with an album like this, I will say that I am much more anticipatory of anything that he drops from now on because of the honesty in this album, because of how open he was in this album. And I will say he was just here rocking, and a lot of people were excited about it, and I didn't get it. But listening to this, I completely get it.
It makes sense.
I'm 1,000% on board of whatever Boosie wants to do.
Right, because you and like a ton of other people were only familiar with mainstream Boosie.
Right.
So, the Wipe Me Down, the Zoom, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
A lot of people aren't hip to the depth that he brings on his records. And he's been doing this for years. Before he got locked up, that's why he was so popular, because he had music that people could relate to heavily.
Okay.
And that's why people, were so free Boosie.
Right. Know? Yep. And I get it. And I get it 1,000%. Again, just the level of respect that I have for this dude is like skyrocketed. Not that I ever looked at him in a particular way, but I was just never a fan. I didn't gravitate towards it.
Right.
But again, I didn't have the amount of depth that I had, that I was able to see this time around going into this album to do a review. So I'm a fan of it, man. I think my favorite track is but Mercy on My Soul featuring Jeezy. Because everything was just really honest.
Yeah.
I think Jeezy had the best verse on the entire album. In my personal opinion.
I can agree with that. Maybe a close second, because I like J. Cole's verse on Black Heaven.
Okay.
I felt like Black Heaven was one of those special records, You got Keisha Cole, who, is not really, a big enough name nowadays, but she fit into the song perfectly. You got Boosie, paying homage to all the deceased black entertainers.
Yep.
And then you got J. Cole, coming through and then finishing off. I liked it. I thought it was one of the strong records.
I will say that one of my favorite parts of the album was when Boosie was talking about his co-defendant, like how he just switched up on him. People really don't talk about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They acknowledge that they did time, but they don't really talk about the specifics of the trial. Right. They don't really talk about what specifically took place or whatever. And just to kind of hear that aspect of it, you hear here's my pain, my anger. Obviously, these are the events of my life. Talking about not even being able to speak to your kids over the phone. You know what I mean? Like, that's some shit as a father, I don't know if I could deal with. You know what I mean? And you're a strong person for being able to overcome that and then bounce back like you did. Remember the video of his daughter? On Vine or Instagram or whatever, you know what I mean? I told y'all niggas. Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, bro. His kids obviously love him. He's a real dude to me. Yeah. Now, he's not just a character. You know what I'm saying? He's a real person. And you get that through the music, and I think that is dope. I think that is great to hear him and Webby on tracks together. I don't care what it is. Still.
Yeah, on that level, I like that record a lot. I like Webby's verse a lot. I don't know. Webby is not this, I don't know. There's just something about Webby's verse. It was just it's ridiculous, but it's memorable ridiculousness. And it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I thought it was a surprise to hear Chris Brown on the album, but then again, it wasn't.
Well, I think that's definitely, you see the Atlantic Records influence a little bit.
Yes.
Because they wanted to, obviously, anybody signing to Atlantic, they're going to want a single.
So really quickly, with the amount of work that Chris Brown is turning down from people, I don't even want to say specifics, but what I know factually that he's turned down, it's cool to hear him picking up something like this. You know what I mean? And I don't know if the paydays are any different. I doubt they are. But, just to hear who he's been turning down and then who he's willing to work with, it's kind of he's not a blood, and he's not this tough guy that he portrays himself to be.
Right.
So I don't know if he's like trying to align himself with like more gangster, more hardcore people. Because it's Chris Brown. You dance for a living when you singing shit.
Right.
You do it great.
You do it great.
I love him, but it's just you're not.
You don't need to have that hard side. Just sing and dance, man. We like that.
Yes, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say on Chris Brown.
Yeah. What did you think about like the newer artists such as Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug appearing on the album?
I thought it was a good look for the both of them. Honestly, they weren't bad showings by either one of them.
Right.
Even though I'm not a Thug fan, I still feel like he was able to do his thing and contribute positively. It's crazy because when he's on this is what I noticed about Young Thug. When he was on like what was it? All About the Money.
Yeah.
Joint with T.I.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing none of that questionable shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On this track with Boosie, he wasn't doing none of that questionable shit. It's like he knows his lane. You know you can get away with what you can't.
Right.
You know when you're with Birdman and you're doing your own solo shit, it's like, okay, you do all the questionable shit in the world. So it's kind of like paying respect in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's like walking in the house, like, bro, don't pull that funny shit over here. You do whatever you want at your own house. But while you're here, you take off your shoes, you take off your hat, you sit on my couch, and be cool. So
right.
I think that's cool that he can like kind of rein some of that stuff in.
Yeah, and speaking on Thug, his producer London on the Track has a production credit on here for Retaliation, and at the time I believe Retaliation came out before Barter 6, so it sounded dope then, and I mean it still sounds dope now. But the fact is, Retaliation is a slightly modified version of Young Thug's with that. And it bothers me because I was like, wait, this beat sounds hella familiar. I'm listening to it, I'm trying to think because I know the beat. And I'm like, yeah, the melody. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Ah, there it is.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, but he spent some really tough stuff on that one. And I liked it.
I know you said you weren't too pleased with this verse, but I like T.I. showing on
I didn't like the entire song.
You don't like the entire song?
Nah. I wasn't a fan of it. I feel like the concept is cool, it's there, but the hook was very repetitive and mediocre.
Okay.
And the T.I. verse wasn't that special. I've heard better T.I. verses.
Everybody's heard better T.I. verses.
But I mean in recent times, not overall in his career, but in recent times I've heard better T.I. verses. What about the last track, I'm Sorry, where he's, apologizing to his mom, his fans, everybody.
You know what he did? Really, you know who was doing that for hella? He kept apologizing all the time? It was T.I. Remember the T.I. got locked in when he apologized to everybody over multiple songs? And then he kept fucking up and then he kept apologizing again? Like I thought it was going to be like that. But it wasn't like that. And it seemed, obviously Boosie's not continually fucking up.
Right.
But, it's just like, okay, bro, that sounded heartfelt. You know what I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Where you could have easily been corny, he wasn't. I feel like it was sincere. Yeah,
that's what I get out of, a lot of the songs on the album is he's sincere, he's heartfelt with it.
Yeah. We did miss a really crucial feature. I don't know if it was crucial or not.
Did we?
Huh?
Did we?
Yeah, Rick Ross.
I'm over Rick Ross as guest features.
Oh, what?
I'm just over it.
Why?
I just don't get anything out of it anymore.
I like Ross as a feature though. He's always a solid feature.
It depends.
He's never a bad feature. His albums just suck now.
Right. Nah, I'm just indifferent about the record. It's there, but I'm not really, this big, Rick Ross fan anymore.
Well, I don't think I was ever a big Rick Ross fan, but he can rap though. He can rap. He's not gonna come out and do nothing terrible.
Debatable.
Well, I mean, his albums may be bad, and I think a lot of when we were talking about that sense of entitlement before. Yeah. People trying to do too much. I think he ain't gonna drop 2 records in the same year, bro. Neither of them are good. The hell's wrong with you? But Hood Billionaire was terrible.
Right.
Ugh. Why'd that come out?
I don't know.
That had zero marketing around it. It just wasn't good, bro. Don't put that out no more.
But overall, this record, I feel it's feeling mature to me. Drop top music, it's just, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. It's the same with the Spoil You record.
One thing I didn't like some of the production on the album because it felt like filler music to me. You know what I mean? You get a beat and you're just like, oh, this is cool.
Anything in particular?
This one, with Drop Top music for one, and the one with T.I. And there was another one too. Mr. Miyagi. I didn't really like that beat either.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like basic. I don't know. I feel like in this day and age, man, especially people coming from the South, you gotta have some level of excitement. You know what I mean? You gotta have something that's gonna be a little bit more on it. Anyway, we gotta rate this album.
Okay, hold on. Let me highlight how she got a name. I wasn't a big fan of the sample, but I love the fact that he's storytelling on it.
Yeah.
And it's a deep story, you know, about a woman, you know, getting, you know, AIDS and, you know, all these issues in her life. I like that, and I think that the album is one of the standout cuts as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't a fan of the sample. I mean, I get the sample, maybe it'll grow on me, but I wasn't. Anyways, what would you rate Touchdown to Cause Hell?
A 4.
4?
I wouldn't go higher than a 4 though.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like it and I appreciated it and I respected, I respected it.
Right. I would say a 4 as well because, I mean, if you cut down the length, it could have been higher. But obviously, you know, he wanted to get these 19 tracks out. He felt they were strong enough, and a lot of them are.
It's really short though to be 19 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's only an hour.
Right. So I would give it a 4 as well. And yeah, Touchdown to Cause Hell is out now. We want to know what you think. Listen to the album, Spotify, go buy it on iTunes, go support the man, Best Buy, whatever you do.
Go buy it. It's worth buying.
Buy it, yes. Go.
Don't call yourself a Boosie fan if you're not gonna buy this album. There was hella people coming out the woodworks, free Boosie, and all this shit, and you motherfuckers ain't buying music. So I don't really believe you're a fan of fandom.
Yeah, and let us know your thoughts on the album, what you liked, what you didn't like, in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter at Sermons Domain.
At Even Marsupials.
And once again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Have a good one. I like this shit, man.